Oh my baby, got me staring at you. So I'm crazy. Won't you bend that back for me? We won't stop. Got your feet both locked. You get to fly with me. I can take you down for a ride. I take you around my life. Jaywalking, crosswalking, lip locking, but you, I know it, you know it. We make it. So I'm crazy. Oh my baby, got me staring at you. So I'm crazy. Won't you bend that back for me? We won't stop. Got your feet both locked. You get to fly with me. I can take you down for a ride. I take you around my life. Jaywalking, crosswalking, lip locking, but you, I know it, you know it, we make it.
Okay, y'all ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pull y'all here in just a second. Y'all ready to go?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, did y'all see my message?
Okay. No.
Nobody watching general chat.
I don't ever watch general chat.
Never watched
Nobody
general
watching
chat.
general chat.
I don't ever watch general chat.
Never watched general
I seen
chat.
that you popped up on TikTok. I haven't checked TikTok.
Okay, thank
I
you.
haven't looked at TikTok
Popped
today.
up on TikTok.
I'll put you
I
down here in
haven't
just a second.
checked TikTok.
Thank
I
you.
haven't looked at TikTok today.
I'll put you down here in just a second. Thank you. I'll put you down here in just a second.
É desse jeito, é desse jeito. Só leva chifre quem não faz amor direito. É desse jeito, é desse jeito. Só leva chifre quem não faz amor direito. Só leva chifre quem não faz amor direito. E mais um.
Camisinha ruim, quase não satisfaz. Mas hoje eu tô vendo a falta que ela me faz. Camisinha ruim, quase não satisfaz. Mas hoje eu tô vendo a falta que ela me faz.
Camisinha ruim, quase não satisfaz. Mas hoje eu tô vendo a falta que ela me faz. Camisinha ruim, quase não satisfaz. Mas hoje eu tô vendo a falta que ela me faz. Como ficar rico se nós tem... Como ficar rico se nós tem pensão demais? Eu vou lá no salmo, me chama de pai. Na igrejinha me chama de pai. Seu E como ficar rico se nós...
Ela me faz eu vou. Ela me faz eu vou. Ela me faz eu vou.
Mais um.
Camisinha ruim, quase não satisfaz. Mas hoje eu tô vendo a falta que ela me faz. Camisinha ruim, quase não satisfaz. Mas hoje eu tô vendo a falta que ela me faz.
Como ficar rico se nós tem... Como ficar rico se nós tem pensão demais? Eu vou lá no salmo, me chama de pai. Na igrejinha me chama de pai. Seu
Turn your cameras on. love that playlist. Hi, guys. Welcome to Tater Talks, episode 11, with your host, Tater-talks, for the Tater-talks podcast, where mental health, gaming, and spirituality all coexist for one substantial purpose for the power of the people. Like I said, I'm your host, Tater-talks, and we have a very wonderful subject I thought I'd bring up this week. Before we get started, I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know we kind of didn't have an episode last week, and I hope this episode for the podcast is definitely something that a lot of people are definitely going to be in tune with. I wanted to try to provide something to you guys that was actually well worth the wait. Before we get started with all that, coming back as normal with procedures, we shall introduce the panel. Coming up for her third episode, the beauty herself. She is a mom with 2 kids, and she talks about her life, about the consistencies of family issues, as well as the daily life of her mental issues herself that we all kind of can agree on from day to day. Introducing Miss Bug. How you doing, honey? I can't hear you.
Hi.
There we go.
Hello. My bad. I had both muted. That was my bad. Hello.
Hi, y'all. Loving the makeup,
Thank
loving the
you.
headset. Yeah, I think that's a different headset, is it?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, then it's just been too long since we've had you on camera,
I
darling.
agree with that. I agree
Yeah,
with that.
yeah. Coming in for our well, no, she can wait. Um, did you enjoy your Thanksgiving?
Yes, I did. I flew out of state. Just got back on Sunday, and it was a joy.
Yeah, yeah. Did you have turkey, ham, or both?
Both. We
Ugh,
have a really big family,
get
so
out
they
of here.
made both.
Now, did
There
we?
was so many leftovers.
Yeah, right. That's the thing about Thanksgiving is the leftovers
Mhm.
are good for the first 3 days, but then you gotta toss that out.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mhm.
it's no longer as giving as it was the day it was fresh. So let's see. You said you traveled with your turkey. Did you put in the was it oven roasted or did y'all do the fried turkey thing?
It was fried.
It was
It was
fried.
fried.
Yeah, nothing like a TNT bomb just sitting in your house.
That was outside. It was he did it in the front yard. My dad.
So I saw a short of somebody actually using an indoor fryer, and they actually did it properly. They didn't like have an oversized turkey. They actually
Mm.
had like maybe I want to say it was like a 12-pound turkey, but it was also a large indoor fryer that they use for large orders. And it actually was wonderful. The way it came out. So I've seen a lot of repercussions when somebody tries to fry a turkey, but I was surprised at that little video. Coming in for our second panelist this evening, she is a wonderful lady. She gets real. She'll meet you outside. She'll meet you outside and clap back and whatnot. I enjoy her personality. I enjoy the talks that we have from time to time on a lot of deep subjects, whether it be here on the podcast or just in our own Discord, where we discuss a lot of topics that are kind of a little too hot to discuss on public channels. I really admire her viewpoint, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Birdie, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Girl, I'll catch you out back.
Let's go.
Did you enjoy your
Got my
Thanksgiving?
hair tie
Yeah,
ready.
yeah, yeah. Uh, did you enjoy your Thanksgiving?
I did. I did.
Oh, yeah.
I actually had 2 of them I went to, which Thanksgiving Day, since it fell on a Thursday, or not like a Thursday, but like this Thursday, we kind of pushed ours further back.
Okay.
And so, like, me, my sister, and my mom actually got together and we did a lot of baking and a lot of preparation for the next day. And yeah, I had fun. Like, I actually hung out with my mother this year and we didn't argue or anything. So it's great.
That's nice. That's definitely nice. I know a lot of people when it comes to the Thanksgiving holidays, it's
Oh
Tyler,
no, me and my mom don't have a good relationship, but this year she came down, she helped us bake, we had a good time, and I was like, okay, cool. Like we
okay.
got this. Other than the fact that she brought a dog that she found on the side of the road. And she's like, guys, I brought this dog. And my sister was mad because she brought a random dog. I was mad because I had to take the dog home with me because my sister wouldn't let it in her house. So, yeah, I got a dog set.
Stop it. Get some help.
Right.
No,
Like,
it's funny that you mentioned that because like there was a so when I was a senior in high school, I lived with my uncle at the time. And my uncle, he was a termite inspector for the northwest Alabama territories for Orkin. And before he worked for Orkin, he worked for Terminex. Like he was very well known in that area. And so anyway, one day he literally was like, I just come home from school after marching band practice, and I just see an Imperial Shih Tzu just sitting in the living room, like, hey, and like this Shih Tzu looked so pitiful. It had mats all over it. You could tell this was a stray dog. And
mhm,
so anyway, I'm like, whose dog is this? Well, my uncle told me that he was inspecting a house out in Aliceville, Alabama, and that dog just so happened to just walk right up to my uncle and sat on the back of his truck because he had like a company vehicle. And so my uncle was like, that something just told me to take him. And long story short, the Imperial Shih Tzu turned into Banjo. We named him Banjo. We got him cleaned up, got the mats cleaned up, made sure he was dewormed, and we took care of him for the last 7 years of his life. And I think it was the most pitiful dog. Loved it to death. Um, yeah, it was Banjo, ladies and gentlemen. So,
dead.
um, let's see here. Okay, so this evening's episode, I feel like a lot of people are definitely going to be in tune with tonight's little thing. Um, Once again, all my viewers out here, once again, welcome to the Tater-talks podcast. The holidays are often painted as a season of joy, family, and celebration. But for many, the winter holidays can bring feelings of stress, sadness, or even isolation. Whether it's the pressure of gift giving, complicated family dynamics, or the gloom of shorter days, this time of year isn't always as cheerful as we've told it should be. In this episode, we're deep diving into challenges of maintaining mental health during the winter holidays. We'll discuss why these feelings arise, how to navigate difficult emotions, and ways to create moments of peace and joy even when the season feels heavy. I want to make a space for authentic feelings and equip ourselves to handle this time with care and intention for those that are in need. What you guys think?
Sounds like a good topic to
Yeah.
me.
So, section where, of course, couple of things about, the to start out here. Why do the holidays feel so hard? I mean, we have a couple of things to come into play here that we can list off here. Um, there's um, there's societal expectations. Some people do Christmas, some people don't do Christmas. Some people argue, even I, one of them, I argue about Christmas and all the holidays that coexist with it. Um, there's the pressures of your family. Everybody's got a mom or a grandma that likes to have their kitchen look like Martha Stewart just walked in. Um,
My sister.
yeah. You walk in, it's like dishes you've never seen before, and you're just like, okay. Um, We have a lot of people that can struggle from the mental side of they call it seasonal affective disorder. It's where everything looks dark and gloomy and it makes you gloomy. And we're going to talk about that as well. But finally, uh the two other there's actually a couple. There's a lot here. There's financial stress because you feel like you gotta buy the best gift. Your child is wanting the new PS5 Pro and wanting a gaming computer and all this other stuff, and you're just like, you look at your paycheck and you're just like, you have a warm bed to sleep at night and you have meals. Be grateful. We
Down
have
to a
people.
dollar.
Yeah. We also have grieving during the holidays, missing loved ones that have passed away this year, um, and processing that loss. You have the loneliness paradox, being surrounded by cheery faces, but everywhere you look, you're just like, I really hate people.
I do that on a daily basis.
In the end, of course, the social media's role in amplifying these feelings of inadequacy. So those are some key points to start out, um, that I want to go into with some of my questions here. Out of the six issues that I brought up, in your point of view, what do you think is one that stands out more than anything to you personally?
I just have a hard time getting along with my family. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. Catch me
They're
outside.
very they're very judgmental, almost in a loving way, but still judgmental nonetheless.
Can you give me an
Uh,
example?
Um, me just my kids. Let's just say my kids.
Okay.
The entire time they were telling me how to parent and how to better for my kids, and
Okay.
I didn't get along with. I'm half gentle parenting, half if you keep that up, I'm gonna kick your ass type parent.
Yeah.
So my sister went to whip my son because he was throwing a fit. Kids can't regulate their emotions, especially at 1 years old.
Okay.
So I don't want him to be whipped for being upset. He doesn't know how to tell you that yet.
Right.
And they were like, "Oh, well, he needs to get a whipping, or he's gonna get used to just being able to throw a fit." And I'm like, "We can talk through that later, but for now, he doesn't understand."
Right. Okay,
So,
so we're talking the balance of gentle parenting and essentially allow you to be the parent. Don't not
mhm,
somebody else in the family being the parent.
mhm, yeah,
Um, discussing, we can definitely dive into that. When it comes to like, I actually was talking about this with one of my guildies yesterday. When it comes to how okay, before I say this, how do you feel about parents that call the cops on their kids just because the kid's misbehaving?
I think that's dumb. That's a waste of the police's time.
Essentially, I can't control my kids. Can you come
Ex-
out? Scare tactic,
right. I don't agree. It depends on what they're doing. Like if they're destroying shit and hitting you, then there's that. But if it's just because they won't listen or broke a rule that you have in your house, I don't agree with that.
hmm What about you, Birdie? You look like you're on the edge of your seat over there.
I'm just sliding out.
Mm.
No, I'm kidding. Um, about the same question about the
Yeah,
calling the cops. I
yeah,
agree. I think it is a waste of their time. I mean, I do get why they sit on the side of the roads and stuff, but like I also agree that it's a waste of time as well. Like you are getting paid by the hour to like protect everyone and you are on the side of the street trying to catch someone speeding. Like, come on now.
Yeah, that's true.
right,
But like watching Scared Beyond Straight, like send your kid there. Send them to a guard that are still currently doing their job watching the inmates. but like scare the shit out of them. You know what I mean? Like, don't call a cop because your kid threw a fit and broke your plate. Like, bust their butt. Like, be a parent.
Right. Yeah.
I would have done that. I would have got my butt handed to me. There would have been a dot on the wall. My nose better be on that dot at all times. It doesn't matter if I'm tiptoeing.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah. There's so I also believe in my kids need to like, okay, I am not a parent yet. Okay. I don't have kids. However, I do believe, just from the way I grew up, in the words of Medea, sometimes you got to beat your kids.
right.
Eh,
Keep that belt in your back pocket.
Right.
Yeah. um so what I was what I was gonna get to was, one of my guilties is a police officer, and we were going over how he got a call to go parent, essentially scare tactic, and the mom literally thought that the police were gonna come in there and, take care of the situation. She actually almost got arrested. Police are now starting to tell people, if you can't, but you essentially they're dogging the parents because their parents aren't able to control their kids. Like, you are the parent, you need to lay down the law. Sure, there's a difference between punishment and abuse, but still, it punishment,
Right.
you have to be able to parent your kids. Now, coming along the side of what Bug was coming at was where other people are, the reason why I bring this up. When it comes to family parenting other families' kids, sure, there may be a difference between, hey, you can't have that right now because your mom said no. You're using the rule that the parent gave. But as
Right.
far as, like Bug was saying, spanking the kid, uh, do you normally allow, like, other parent, like, do you have any family that's authorized to do that? So, like, your grandma?
Nope. The grandmas are dead.
Oh, well,
Oh,
mom, I meant like
My bad.
mom, grandma, like somebody of
Oh, okay,
that.
okay. No, I don't really want anybody to whip them.
No, 100%. Let's see. Shadow says here, what do you do when your kids just don't care? They don't listen because they know that there is nothing you can do. My mom tried to physically discipline my kids when they were younger, and that was hard no for me as well. Yeah. So, Shadow, to answer your question, I myself take a look at what they are, take a look at what they're interested in. Do they like to play Xbox? Do they like the cell phone? Do they, the beauty of it is I don't even got to take away the Xbox. Take away the power cord. You want the Wi-Fi? I,
Mm.
I can be just fine with Wi-Fi. I pay for hotspot. That's on
Do what
its
my
own.
husband did. My
Yeah.
husband. We have a roommate who he's not trying to get a job,
Uh huh.
and all he wants to do is play games all day. Love him to death. He's a great guy. But my husband restricted his internet to 3 hours a day, and then he gets kicked off.
that would suck. Can you imagine
I
being right
mean,
in the middle of a game and it just goes off? You're like, ah,
yep.
Could you imagine just a message comes over the intercom? Please deposit $5 for the next hour.
like, sorry guys, I'm restricted.
But that's how it is. If he wants to play video games all day and not look for a job, that's his punishment. He is a teenager, but he
Right.
still has responsibilities at 19.
I got to get off. My internet turns off in 15 minutes. But yeah, sure enough. So Shadow, to answer your question, like I said, I personally would take a look at what they're interested in. I ain't gotta whip my kids. I ain't gotta, sure, I don't. Can I use corporal punishment? Yes, but I only want to use that at the most dire, severe of circumstances. Um, so if you want to play Fortnite, okay, well, clean your room. I'll just take the power cord. I don't need to destroy the Xbox. I don't need to take a bat to the TV or anything like that.
Can we talk about parents that do that?
Yeah,
You're destroying equipment that you're destroying property that you later have to replace.
but what if they don't have? But what if they aren't worried about the financial problem to it?
That's fair, but I just don't
Children don't
see.
necessarily have to have TVs in their bedroom. That is a
That's fair.
commodity.
Yeah.
What?
Son, just ignore it.
Um, yeah, TVs, in my personal opinion, of course, you know, are you destroying your own little equipment? Yeah, but at the same time, TV in a bedroom is a commodity. That's a luxury. That is built on trust. You had good grades in school, therefore you get good rewards. My parents did the same thing. I had a computer, I had a TV in my room, I had a mini fridge in my room, I had all of it. I had any game I wanted, to a certain extent. Oh yeah, bring home a bad report card one time. One. The lowest grade they would ever accept is a C minus because they're okay with me being average. So that was the goal every semester, C minus or higher. And even then, I didn't have to worry about C minuses as much. The most, um, the lowest, the only time I would have a grade like that is math. I didn't get I wasn't good at numbers until high school.
Wow.
I feel that.
I remember growing up, we didn't have all that other stuff. I remember I'm old, I'm ancient. I'm kidding. I agree with that. My mom wasn't as bad as I would like. Like, not that I would like, but like as I tend to remember her as now that I
Mm.
think about it.
Okay.
Like, other than the fact that my grandma bought all of my stuff for me growing up, like my parents wouldn't ever buy me anything
Okay.
like that. Like, I had all of the newer gamers, like gaming systems, and like the iPod Touch and the new iPod Touch when that one came out. But like, if I came home with like a bad grade, or if I didn't do my chores when I asked, or if it was like a Saturday and my mom like left a list of chores to be done before she got home, and if it didn't get done, I mean, yeah, we got a spanking. Like, it wasn't no love tap that you weren't sitting down afterwards. That was for sure. Like,
But
it
you,
hurt.
but you want to talk about that nap after, like that nap that you
That
get, like you're so
nap.
mad, you're tired.
Yeah, he was out. But
Probably
like,
probably one of the best naps ever.
occasionally she would like take our stuff away out of our rooms. So like, I feel like that's kind of a good punishment in itself.
No, I gotcha.
But I
So,
didn't ever have to worry about grades. I my lowest grade I graduated with and all through school was a 98.
but to kind of get back on topic here, so Bug, the answer to your question was the pretty much the aspirations of the family itself, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Um, what about you, Birdie?
Um,
If you want me to ask you what the initial question was, I can do that again.
yes, please.
Out of the six issues that I brought up from the very beginning, what do you think what resonates with you the most out of those six issues?
I have two
Okay.
actually when I'm looking at them. Um, Like I'll bring those up after, like, because I don't really resonate with like the grieving
Hmm.
because I deal with death on pretty much, I wouldn't say daily, but at least weekly.
Yeah.
Um, so like I'm numb to that. The whole loneliness paradox. Again, I'm null to that because I work.
Hmm.
So like they're kind of like my family, like my residents. But the financial stress and social media. And with
Yes.
social media, I want to go even further as like not Facebook or any of like thing like that social media, but like Hallmark. Hallmark paints this picture that all of these wonderful stories, they either got an amazing job, like girl, like how are you flying halfway across the world and like not going back, quitting your job and being perfectly fine. You know what I mean? Like they just paint these unrealistic pictures of these amazing stories of around the holidays finding unexpected love and like all this stuff. And I'm like, kind of hard to watch when you know it's never going to like be true. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I like that. Um, I'm gonna be 100% honest. In my opinion, as much as I've talked about number four, the grieving, the grieving process of things, I feel like I've come a long way in the last 7 months. With from the time of the passing to the time of where I'm at now, and I think half of that is thanks to really this podcast itself. I'm able to actually talk about the emotions and I'm talking about the things that I go through. Sure, do I have my episodes? Hell yeah. I went to a Thanksgiving party with my fellowship and I was crying there because of everything. So, yeah. But I think what really out of the to answer my question out of the six, um honestly is number 5. The loneliness paradox, being surrounded by festivities but feeling isolated. Um, I think part of it, well, yes, don't get me wrong, I have many friends online. I'm, out of the Discord channels and everything that I'm a part of online. Um, it also is a catch 22. Um, I've I talked to a couple of people about, I feel very appreciative for being surrounded by everybody that I'm involved with. Um, when it comes to the Discord channels, when it comes to my guild and everything like that. But everything is all solely on my computer. If something was to happen to the computer, I would be instantly MIA. Sure, can I talk on my phone? Yeah, I've got Discord on my phone, but at the same time, you're not able to do as much as you used to. A lot of people don't see it, but I literally have probably 16 tabs open at the same time alongside of 8 different programs because I'm constantly doing stuff. This is a brand new keyboard, and some of the keys are already starting to wither because how much typing I do.
I've had my keyboard for a while and you couldn't even tell it.
but what I'm getting at is uh, when the computer shuts off and it's just me, that's where the paradox comes into play. It's because that's all there is. When if the power goes out, if the PC breaks, that's it. Um, and that's where that starts to come into play for me. What are your thoughts?
I mean, as a streamer and as a gamer, I can see it. All of my friends are online.
Hmm.
That sounds really sad to like think about because like I'm sure if you ask a lot of people, they would say the same. Like all of their friends is online. So like the generations of society went from you being outside, you being like social with
Six,
everyone
seven
around
bikes sitting in
you.
somebody's front yard.
Right, like you were very social, like all of your friends were like right there in front of you, to all of our friends being online. But I mean, I'm not gonna complain about it because I love my friends online. Like,
Right?
I really do. Each and every one of them are something special. Plus, if I get mad, I could just hang up and leave and then go recollect myself and come
Bye.
back.
Bye.
If I do it in person, this is but in like person, it's a bit harder to like control that temper, you know. So like I
Eh,
kind of like my friends online, but I understand where you're coming from with the loneliness thing, especially having depression. There are days that like I mean, Buck can attest to this. She's been included into this. That when I get home, like I'll go to get on a game or whatever, and like see no one on, and then I'm just sitting there, and my depression will just like trigger, and so I'll just be sitting there like crying and just moping, and then like how Bug plays into it. There's been times that she's messaged me like, "Hey, you want to play COD?" I'm like, "Nah, like my depression kind of just kicked in. Like, sorry." So like, I
Shadow
don't know.
Shadow says, I know I'm answering the comments as we go here, guys. I do apologize. Shadow says, I'm so happy my kids enjoy cards and dice games like that. I wouldn't go out and visit my friends online. I won't even go out with my coworkers. Yeah, yeah, 100%.
I mean, if you want to take me out, you could take me to like Terminal or something. Like, take me to Burger Town or something, but
Right.
like, do not ask me to leave my house.
No, 100%.
I
Um,
agree with that.
where were you gonna add anything to that, Bug?
Oh no, Shadow helps. He's 10 out of 10. One of the best people that I look forward to talking to on a day to day.
Hmm.
Birdie, Shadow, and Bella are my top three people that I message on a daily. And
Okay.
Right.
without those three, I'm just ooh.
Hey, I can come. I can come along. I literally. Okay, so I don't speak a lot of Japanese. I'm learning it, but I know more. I know more Japanese customs than I do of the language. If I was to get stuck in Tokyo, I could survive probably about 3 weeks before I started to lose my shit.
I feel that with Korean and Chinese because those are the two languages I know most.
Okay. Okay.
I'll just call my grandma. Like, yo, translate for me. The perks of coming from an Asian family.
So my next question is out of all the winter holidays, or the winter festivities as we like to go over, whether it be Thanksgiving, Black Friday, whatever. Are there any specific traditions or memories that bring up mixed emotions for you?
Every Thanksgiving, we used to go to my grandmother's house. She
Okay.
died just this past year. Uh, I don't get all sappy. I didn't have a relationship with her. She's racist towards the black side of my family. So, but she got really, I think she knew her time was coming, so she became nicer. And we used to go to her house every Thanksgiving. And she passed, and they gave the house back. So now I don't have a family house to go to anymore, and I think that that's hard.
Mhm.
Other than that, there's really no traditions besides, traveling to the family. And this is my first time traveling for a holiday in 5 years.
Okay. Okay. No, 100%. So I can understand where not being able to have the family home. Um, my family could honestly take its piece of cake in the race for dysfunctional. Um, the reason I state that, like, I get it. Every family is like, oh, I have a dysfunctional family. Um, there are some cases that I believe my family can definitely take the cake. I haven't seen my brother in person in going on 4 years. I have a love and hostile relationship with my mother. Mainly reason why is because while yes, she advises that she has good intentions in life, and for me, it's always something going on. Um, and I have to limit myself because I can really only take so much. Um, my family expects me, as much as help as I've requested, my family expects me to still be the white knight to save the day. Sure, I get it. I admire and I humble myself that I'm smart when it comes to certain situations. But I never signed up to be the family attorney, the family the family caseworker, the document library. I didn't sign up for any of that shit. Um, and it comes with the issue. I didn't get to see I don't really see any of my family during the holidays because, I get told, yeah, you've got an uncle still. Yeah, you have all these aunts and whatnot, and you have family in Texas and all this other stuff. They don't ever call my phone.
Right.
Oh,
And what I get annoyed with is, um, you know, I feel like as I've grown up, the reason why I feel this way is because I feel like I'm paying for the sins of my family's past. It wasn't my fault. I didn't do anything, but it's the reflections of what either my mom did or my grandmother did or somebody else. Yeah, I'm still paying the price.
Right.
Have y'all have it? Am I speaking taterish or am I making sense?
no, you make sense. When we went down, my husband, I had a my mother bought me a car in 2016. It was my first vehicle ever.
Okay.
And my stepdad needed it more than I did. I was 16 years old. I was still in school and I didn't have my license yet.
Okay.
All he had was a work truck and he couldn't continue to put miles on it to go to the store and go grocery shopping. So I told him that I'd sell it to him and I did. But he passed away and it went back to my mother because I was too far away. So we went back and they expected Isaiah to work on the vehicle. And then mm, my aunt, that's a story on its own.
Wootha.
She tried to my mom let her borrow the car because she has my old car, my PT Cruiser, and hadn't got it worked on. Well, she was borrowing the car, and my mom got it back. Its back brakes are seized up. It has no left headlight, no running lights. The back window was shattered, and it had no gas in it. Yeah. So Isaiah worked on the car, and she literally came over, not even to visit me and my kids. She's never met my kids before. That was the first time. Wasn't even to meet my kids. It was to guilt trip my mother into allowing her to use my vehicle again. Yeah.
Get
So I
out.
understand where you're coming from.
And what kills me the most is I constantly am at an at war battle in my head. Because while I want to accept some of the help that my family has asked for, I also know that when I accept that help, it comes with a price.
Yes.
It's not a help of selflessness. It's not
Mhm.
a help of actually helping. It's like the guy it's Vito Corleone. I'm going to
Mhm.
call upon you one day for a favor. I'm just like,
Yep.
dude, I just need help. Like, that's all I've asked. And that's what I nothing is free. Queen says, I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it. Shadow says, my wife and I call those your recharge person. Okay, talking about when we were surrounding people. Um,
Yeah.
the moment you realize that you're being taken advantage of from family is when it really breaks everything. I cut my mother out of my life, and that is when I felt like my life actually started improving. I understand what you're talking about completely.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, have I done that? Yes, there was a period where I didn't talk to my mother for 4 years. Um, there was a time where I went 2 years without talking to my brother because I was just so sick of this shit. However, what personally affects me is I can't bring myself to write them off just yet because I want to give them one last chance. As trashy, and I think partially because the reason I do that is because I wear my heart on my sleeve. I care about them so much, and I want them to be able to help me one day, but I've got to let them try at least. Um,
Right.
as much as me and my mother get into arguments, as much as my brother gloats around what he has, but he's got no way to prove it. Um, I have to try to the way I grew up spiritually and the way that I have been for the past 4 years tells me I need to still give them a chance.
Right.
Hmm. Let's see here. What about you, Birdie? Are there any specific traditions or memories that bring up mixed emotions for you?
Not really. Um, all the traditions that would have meant anything to me
Mm-hmm.
were with my grandma, but me and my sister's been really good at kind of keeping that tradition alive
Okay.
every year. Like she always bought us matching PJs and stuff like that. My sister buys us matching, like all of us matching PJs, like including her kids and my nephews.
Okay.
Um, we always wake up early for Thanksgiving and watch the Macy's Day Parade and all that. We spend the night at my sister's house and we watch that. My grandma did all of the baking for holidays. Well, I now do all the baking for the holidays. So like we kind of like kept the tradition alive. I make some of the same things that she made just so it kind of still feels the same, you know? So I wouldn't necessarily say it triggers or brings up any mixed emotions, but like we just try to keep it alive, you know?
I can
Just
understand.
so like my nieces and nephews can kind of have the same experience and like I wouldn't say magical moment because I'm sorry, but I will never bake like my grandma baked. Like it will never be as special
Right.
to what my grandma did. But I mean, to my nieces and nephews, it might be the same feeling, you know?
A hundred
So,
percent. Um, I could vividly remember when I was 5, 6 years old. My grandmother and my uncle both were fucking crazy about Christmas. My uncle he had about five Rubbermaid tote boxes filled with limited edition Hallmark ornaments because and he some of those ornaments would be as easy as $5. Some of those ornaments literally cost like $100. Um,
mhm.
that man lived and breathed Disney, Broadway, and Christmas. Um, and my grandmother was the same way. I could tell you she could design the most beautiful Christmas tree. Um, I remember when I was 5 years old, that Christmas, we made cookies, we made puddings, we made cakes, pies. Um, and what was so significant about that Christmas was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was starting to come over here to America. It had
Oh, that was
just,
a long time ago.
yeah. You know what I got that Christmas?
The book.
Not only did I get the book because I already watched the movie, I got a limited edition Harry Potter train set, like the
Like the
actual.
Christmas one?
No, it wasn't like a Christmas version. It was. Hang on, I think I could actually pull up a picture. Let me see if I can find a picture here.
I do have a train set put up that on my stepdad's side of the family. Um, we went to my uncle's house every Christmas,
Uh-huh.
and in their dining room, they had this massive tree, and he had a train set that went around it every year. And every year we went over there, I would be like laying on my stomach next to this train like track, and I would turn it on and I'd like play with it, like watch it go by and stuff. When he passed away, his wife was kind of like giving stuff away, kind of
Hmm.
like decondensed because she was got like they were going to take her to a nursing home, which she was perfectly fine with. And they gave it to my grandma, which was the one that just recently passed, and told her that they wanted me to have that like set because it was like every memory that they had with that train set, I was involved in. If there was a photo with it that they didn't take, like right where they set it up and stuff, I was probably right next to it. Well, I have it put up, and so that's like one thing. I'd love it to death.
So of course, they changed the design of the box that it comes in. Um, let's see here. No, that's not it. Anyway, I'll have to see if I can pull up a picture later. I don't want to waste up too much time. But the the train set later when I started trying to see if I could look for it again was like a $400 train set. But nowadays, to kind of get back to the topic here, nowadays since those two have passed and we've grown up, we don't honestly do anything like that anymore. I
Right.
don't I like I said, I haven't seen my family in years. I don't really celebrate Christmas anymore just based on my beliefs. I don't I don't yeah. It's not like what it was when I was 5 years old. And so it does kind of affect me because I do miss the closeness of how we used to be because my grandmother was the matriarch of the family. She kept everybody together regardless of the arguments. Um, you know, it unfortunately it's no longer around.
Sorry, I was dealing with the baby.
Oh no, you're fine, honey.
As you saw, his bluey pajamas.
Speaking of Bluey, did you hear what happened to the Macy's Day float of Bluey?
No.
It ripped.
Oh. Oh no.
I think it was blue. I think it was Bluey that happened like during the parade. Like it just
Yeah.
it went.
Traumatizing. Got it.
Let's see here. Give me just a moment here. Shadow says the toxic shockwave from toxic family members. I understand. I was almost 30 when I broke myself, really. She baked in love for you. You baked in love for them. They feel the same way about you as you do about your grandma. Wouldn't be a holiday with drama.
Yep. Oh boy.
So, coming to the next topic of our little discussion here, the family factor, handling holiday gatherings. Talking about family here now. Um, how do family dynamics impact your holiday experience?
They loud as hell. My family is so loud that I couldn't really enjoy myself. Like I enjoyed being around everybody, but I'm so used to this like quiet with me and the boys.
Sure.
So when I got there was 13 people screaming. I'm like, oh hell no.
Now, is your family more now? I know you said you went to the state of Louisiana. Um, is your family like originally from Louisiana or
uh that's hard because my mother is originally from New York, but she met it's gonna get confusing. Her ex-husband, I call my stepdad, but she's with my father now.
okay?
So she met my stepdad, my Papa Tom, while she was in New York and ran away with him when she was 17. And then she went to West Virginia, then Florida,
Virginia.
then Germany, back to Florida, and then made her way to Texas, where she met my dad, and then had me. And then we moved to Louisiana, where my dad is originally from.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your dad is
I just
Cajun.
pictured a map and was
Yes.
like, okay, your mom was
Yeah, mom was
here.
everywhere.
Let's kind of summarize here. Your dad's Cajun, but your mom's a gypsy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Madam Zeroni will tell you your future.
Right. No,
What
sir.
what about you, Birdie?
What was the question?
No, I'm kidding. What? So we're now talking about handling
Family.
family during the holiday gatherings.
Hmm.
What? How do family dynamics impact your holiday experience?
I guess it really depends on the year, I guess,
Okay.
because like my family, when I say my family, me and my sister have a running joke every year asking what our other family that is coming, like what are they bringing? And we always like make it a joke of like what food are you bringing? Like if it's Christmas, like what, like not like what the gift is particularly, but like who you had as like Secret Santa in a way,
Uh huh.
and what attitude are you bringing? Because if someone's about to come up in a bad attitude, I mean that just ruins the entire holiday for everyone.
Right.
Um, so it's really just like a matter of like the year, really. But I would say it kind of impacts, for me personally, I feel like it impacts it in a good way because I see like I don't get to see a lot of these people other than the holidays. And then on top of that, regardless if you have a bad egg or not, that's just being grumpy. Like we are at my sister's house, and I think I sent some pictures out. I'm not sure, but like if someone's grumpy inside, we're taking this party outside. Like we're hopping on the four wheelers, we're hopping on the dirt bikes, the golf cart, like whatever.
I mean,
We're
you guys do
hopping on it.
appreciate
We're
that flying
getting
on your
the
airlines is a
little sound bar things that the kids have, and I mean, we're just bumping music. Like you can keep your little bad attitude in there. We're gonna go have fun, which is kind of like every holiday for us these days.
Right. Yeah. No. So if I make sure I'm understanding you correctly, whenever somebody's in a bad attitude, you guys try to do something to cheer everybody up. Is that correct?
No, not at all. We go
You
do
said,
something else somewhere else to get away from the person that's in that
oh,
attitude. We just leave them alone.
okay. I am so sorry. I heard like family,
No, you're
four
good.
wheeling stuff like that. I was like,
Yeah, we
okay,
just
so
leave them.
uh,
We do. We're like, you stay there. And then, I mean, they'll eventually come out, like, try to be in a better mood. And then that's when we all kind of like meet back together and do stuff again.
right.
But yeah, we just leave them.
Okay. So
We
you
just
leave the
leave.
so you leave the situation.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I can understand that. Whenever I'm having an argument with my family, I hang up on them.
Right. Just like, bye.
Click.
Like I said about friends online. Bye.
Now, of course, the difficulty of handling families is managing conflicts within family members while setting healthy boundaries. So, like, if you've known somebody that you like your Aunt Gertrude that you've hated for the last 6 years because she always brings the pearls and she don't ever shut the hell up about the pearls. Um,
Right. Right.
you try to as you were saying earlier, you try to leave the situation because you're trying to set that healthy boundary of, hey, this is what I'm willing to tolerate and this is what I'm not willing to tolerate, and I'm not going to go past that.
Right.
I have to do the same thing with my mother and my brother. I have to constantly remind them as well, because I want to push through and I want to say I did it. I was able to have that, stick to my guns, so to speak.
Right.
Um, what is one tradition that you'd like to create and uphold for yourself as far as the winter season itself? Or do you already have a tradition?
I already have one.
Okay,
Um, y'all's gonna hear, speaking of the holidays, about me and my older sister a lot
that's fine.
because that's like my person.
That's fine. You don't shut the hell up anyway.
But
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah.
no, but every year we go to Hobby Lobby and we will get each other, depending on the sale, we'll get each other one or two
It's a baby.
nutcrackers and we will kind of like exchange them in that way just because we both have collections of nutcrackers. And so we just kind of like go back and forth. We're like, oh, I got you these two. And she's like, well, I got you these two.
Okay.
Or occasionally we'll trade out of our like current like selection, really.
No, you're fine. So a tradition I have is, I guess, for a winter season. Of course, I go do Sukkot, which is a 10-day event. Um, and I get plastered. Um, I go to the gun range. I smoke a bunch of meats. Um, and I have a really good time with my fellowship during that season. But when it gets really cold and it's no longer Sukkot, our next feast is not until like April, because that's the end. That's really the end of our calendar year in our based on our opinions of how we kind of do things. Um, what I typically do, um, I'm a big Julie Andrews fan. So I will
Okay.
actually watch The Sound of Music every New Year's. And then I also watch Lord of the Rings every New Year's. I know it's odd, but like to me that's how I roll.
Okay, so I get the Sound of Music, but why Lord of the Rings?
Mainly reason why is because I'm a very big fantasy fan. And I think I think the masterpiece of Lord of the Rings still is beyond a lot of technology from today. You got to think that that series wasn't made until that series was made back in 2004.
Yeah.
Cinema didn't really have a lot of the groundbreaking technology like we have today. And just watching behind the scenes, the questions, the just everything that goes with how that series was made, it is by far one of the best, in my opinion.
I mean, I'll agree. Like, I'll agree. Lord of the Rings, especially made in the time it was made, was made so good. Like down to every little detail. I was just curious on why you watched it.
I think also the other reason why I watch it, if we want to go into the psychosis of it,
The psychosis. Give me your dialysis.
yeah. If we want to go into the psychosis of it, the reason why I watch it is because the the um the soundtrack to the movies alone. Not necessarily acting, like don't get me wrong, I love the acting in it and all the scenes, but like I don't want to say John Williams, but I think John Williams did do the soundtrack for Lord of the Rings.
I'm not sure who did it.
Howard Shore, excuse me. And Howard. Okay, so yeah, it was Howard Shore that did the composition for Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
To give you an
You said
idea,
this is New Year?
yes, these are my New Year's plans.
So you started off like listening to music in a way.
Correct. Give me just a
Okay.
moment here. I do apologize. Okay.
Another tradition is me and my friend, we will meet up regardless whose house we're at, hers or mine, and we'll watch all the Harry Potter movies
Hmm.
closer to Christmas
Okay.
just because it seems like every movie there's Christmas is involved. So,
Don't. I'm not gonna lie. I'll watch that too.
yeah, I love watching it. And then we'll go from that to because if you spend 2 days watching it, which I mean, you could spend one full day watching it, but
If you don't get
like,
any sleep,
right. But like, we'll throw in occasionally, like, we'll watch, what is it? There's like 9 of them. Like, if let's say we watch the first four and then like we're going to cook or do whatever, we'll put on like Nightmare Before Christmas or like something else and kind of watch like the same stuff, like How the Grinch Stole Christmas and anything Tim Burton, really. Like
um,
that's how we spend our Christmas.
Sweetie Todd, Sweetie Todd.
Yeah.
Okay.
My favorite though has to be I would forget the name of it
Corpse
as we're
Bride.
talking about. No, Corpse Bride is cute. I really liked Corpse Bride. It's I don't want to say the wrong name, but I feel like it's called Dark Shadows.
No, that's the name. The tuna company and the Cullen family, or no,
Yes.
I'm
Dark
mixing
Shadows,
Twilight.
yeah.
I'm mixing Twilight into that. Good God. But yeah,
The Colon family. No, but that was such a good movie. Like
Collins.
I love watching.
It's the Collins family, not Cullen.
Oh no, this one is the Collins.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I'm saying is I got the two mixed up.
Colin, Colin. Mm. What's the
Edward.
difference?
Right?
Jacob.
Are you Team Edward or Team Jacob?
I was forever
Speaking
Team
of,
Jacob.
not to get off topic, I seen a picture on Facebook the other day, and it said, "Man, you know it was real cold out there for him to be sitting there watching
Yeah.
his woman snuggled up to some other man." I was dying. I was like, "Yeah, real cold."
Yeah, but just still how cringy that movie series was. I tried to play the boyfriend card and tried to watch the movies with my girlfriend at the time, and just like, oh, it's just, I love it, and I'm like, all right, Chief,
They were good to watch the first time.
Yeah.
Like, I
no,
don't think I've rewatched any of them. I
no,
also didn't like the fact that they switched actors and actresses on a bunch of them. So, like, film one, you got to see Victoria. Then, what, like, film two, you got to see a little bit of her. And I want to say, like, film three is when you really got to see her. But all three movies, she was a different person.
yeah, yeah,
I was like, I didn't even try to make them look close. You just made sure they had red hair.
right,
Like, I don't like that about movies. Like, unless it's like dire, like Harry Potter. Like, they had to recast Dumbledore
Dumbledore.
because the dude died.
right,
Yeah.
But they did so good at replacing him.
yeah. You actually barely noticed.
Right.
Right. Like, you didn't notice until someone brought it up.
Did Dumbledore get Botox?
Right. Like, damn, I want to be a wizard like him. He said, oof.
Funniest quote in the Harry Potter series is you look at the book and it says Dumbledore calmly asks Harry, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?" In the movie,
Right.
Yeah. Came in, shoved him against the wall. It was like, "Did you do this?" No, sir. Like, I'd be scared too if a powerful old man came running into my room.
so excuse me, that came out of nowhere. So the next thing I want to discuss with you two is a preemptive self care survival guide as far as how to survive the holiday. um what kind of self-care practices can help you recharge during these busy times? You
Bring
have
your own snacks.
She was ready for that one.
Not everybody's food is edible. Bring your own
yeah,
snacks.
my favorite thing on earth is the before anybody it's like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, somebody says, before you even decide it, do make sure you bring your assigned dish. Do not think that Thanksgiving is a time for experiments. Don't you
Right?
bring your science project.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
my
just that,
mother.
that little sprinkled dust that you created two
When we
hours
went to
ago.
If
when we
you're
went to
assigned to
Stripper
make the
Cracks.
macaroni and cheese, you bring the macaroni and cheese.
No, my mom had at her job. They're very sweet and they care about my kids and my mother. So we went up there to let everybody meet the babies. And they had sweet potatoes. And I was like, oh my God, yay, sweet potatoes. I took a bite and got a whole ass chunk of pecans. And I was like, ma'am, what the frick is this?
Stop it.
Yeah, sweet
Eh.
potato.
I was like, it's not supposed to be crunchy. What is this?
um, yeah. If you are assigned to bring the macaroni and cheese, you bring the macaroni and cheese. The only rule that is allowed to happen as far as experiments in the South is if you add bacon or brisket.
Right.
Now, I know I get it before anybody says anything, but Chris, but Tater, you're not allowed to wear, you're not allowed to eat bacon. There is such thing as turkey bacon out there, ladies and gentlemen. At me.
I'm just gonna look at it, walk right by it.
Mm-hmm. My God.
Before anybody loses their minds. I
I don't
had
even
to,
like bacon like that.
I'm sorry. I had somebody come at me over one of the episodes talking about eating pork and whatnot. And they're like, uh, Tater, you understand we're worried about you. We don't think you're eating clean. And I'm like, okay, there are turkey variants. It doesn't have to be just pork. Um,
What the hell?
well,
No.
it's partially because they want to make sure they're looking out for me as well. Because I do follow the kosher diet. Not to the extent of like a lot of Orthodox, but I do stay away from like shrimp or pork or the big foods that we're not supposed to eat. I don't have two sinks for cheese. Okay, I ain't got that kind of time. Um, I got one
I'll send you some
fridge.
recipes.
I got one fridge and two sinks. So we got to work with that, okay? I'm sorry. But
I'm, I'm dead.
anyway, to get back to my questions here. We're almost done here. Um, when it comes to so we talked about the self-care. Bug says bring snacks.
I would say on that itself, other than bring snacks, that was funny as fuck. But like, allow yourself some like you time
Yes.
during these. Like, don't book your schedule to where it's like you're being with family this day, this day, this day, this day, this day, this day. You're taking a trip with family. You're going to be with family this entire time. Then you're going to come back with family, with family, with family. Give yourself some downtime. Like Shadow said earlier, you're recharge people. Like, I won't stay out at my sister's past like 8 o'clock. I'm coming back. I might be dead tired, but I'm like, all right, let me game with my friends real quick because I need to like kind of like recoup.
Right.
Like, allow yourself that time.
Right.
And again, bring snacks.
Girl, I couldn't do it. After when Thanksgiving ended, my sister shouts, uh, because like I said, we got a big family, and she was getting overwhelmed. She's got 4 kids of her own, and everybody was just being loud. And she goes, "If you live at 1, 2, 3, 4, get the hell out of my house," which was mud. And I was like, "All right, bitch, I'll pack my kids. We gotta go."
we gotta we gonna slide.
Right.
Okay. So
That's that automatic in
Mm-hmm.
all button. Just mm.
Yep.
so I myself, I do agree with those statements. Bring snacks and don't don't overdo yourself as far as the events. Sure, if you want to go to the winter, if you want to go to the Christmas parade, go to the Christmas parade.
Right.
If you want to have a couple of dinners with people, that's fine. However, especially me when I go on vacation, not only do I plan all my events, I also plan an extra day to literally just sleep at my hotel. That's it. If I want to go to the pool, I'll go to the pool. If I want to sleep, I'll go to sleep. But point is that whole day is my reorganization to myself. Because
Yes.
I know I've got a long drive ahead of me. I know once I get back home, I got to unpack and get myself prepared to get back to life. But on vacation, I have a me day. Yeah, me.
He said,
Yeah, me.
Right.
Okay. How can you infuse the holidays with meaning that aligns with your values? So when I ask that question, it's not necessarily, oh yeah, we love celebrating Christmas, but we're talking about the values of the core. We're talking about the deep core of yourself. Um, like for me, I'm all about trustworthiness. Being with the people that are actually real with me. Um,
Mhm.
you know, the self sacrifices that I've gone over with. And I want to be with those people during the winter season.
Right.
What are some of your what would be your answer?
I'll let Brady go first. I gotta deal with my baby.
Well, y'all know me. I don't have any values. No, I'm kidding. Um, I don't know. I'm not really like too sure how to answer that, other than the fact that I keep falling back to. I don't want to say like fuck my family, but like,
But at the same time, though,
but when I read this question, I keep falling back to like my friends online and stuff. So like, trying to make time for all of them in a way. Like, get some games in here and there with all of my friends. And then on top of that, like making sure like they feel like seen and loved when I'm playing with them. And or like if I have the extra money or whatever, because like we mentioned earlier, the financial stability around this time of the year, like likes to do something nice. If it's on Fortnite, gift them like an emote or like a skin or something, like let them know like, hey, like not to get cheesy, but you got a friend in me. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
okay, no, 100%.
Very much a giver.
Huh?
You said you're very much a giver.
Yeah.
That's what she does. She gives.
Hmm.
No,
Okay.
I'm kidding. She's a pusher, Katie.
Sure as shit do. I push them kids right the hell up on my way. No, I'm
She said, last piece of pumpkin pie, move.
kidding. Girl, they
Turned
had
into
every
white
type
chicks
of.
real quick.
They
No,
had
lactose
pumpkin pie.
intolerant.
They had pumpkin pie. They had sweet potato pie. They had pecan. They had fudge cake. They had cheesecake. Like they had every freaking dessert. So you were never running out. But let them kids get in the way of my bread pudding. That's absolutely pushing everybody over.
That's how a lot of my fellowship feels when it comes to banana pudding.
Ah.
There, I know me, my elder tab, couple of other guys. The moment we hear banana pudding is around, all of us kind of give each other a look of, you better get to it before I do.
Right.
And then meanwhile, you have me over there twiddling my thumbs, not knowing what's going on. I get over there, like, who ate all the bread pudding?
So now we're gonna get into a topic where I feel like a lot of us can kind of hone in on, because I know these questions have not been like the best. So forgive me on that one. Normally these questions are a lot better.
What? These questions are great.
um, overcoming, overcoming. There's my taters going on. Overcoming loneliness in a season of togetherness. I find it very often that a lot of people do feel alone, not only normally throughout the year itself, but normally in the winter it affects people the most. We talked about we didn't talk about it yet, but going over the seasonal effectiveness disorder, um, be talking about how this is every a lot of people in our generation, we call it coupling season. We talk about what I want to kind of hone in on is how we do use technology as a not only as a day-to-day use, but we ourselves use technology as a lifeline to the rest of the people that we connect with. What brings you comfort during moments of loneliness?
I have my kids to snuggle, so I'm never lonely.
Okay.
Um, I'm gonna say music.
That's a good one
Okay.
Like, I'll go even further than just keeping it simple. I
You know
have to
me, I
connect.
don't like one worded answers.
We
though.
know. I said I'ma say music. That's I'ma say music. That was 4 words. Thank you, sir.
Oh, you can
But
count to
I
four.
connect. I That's as high as I can count. Don't ask me to go any higher. But I have to connect my headset that goes to my actual like
Oops.
gaming like controller to this like, let me see if I can find the cord so I can like kind of show. Not me raining over it. Like this little connector, so it like reaches my tower.
Okay.
So when I do that, when I listen to music on Apple Music, it's as if it kind of takes the entire vocalist out of the song. So you kind of hear them, you hear their backup singers, and you hear the actual music itself, but you barely hear them. So I'll play like sad music. That sounds really sad, but play like my depression playlist, and I'll like listen to it. I'm like just kind of like get into my jam, and then I will do the birdie things that I'm not going to discuss on the podcast.
No, I got you.
But like I'll just be sitting there like vibing, and it just kind of like, I don't know. Like I
Okay.
just forget about everything, you know?
No,
Yeah.
I get that. I myself, I like to listen to a lot of Eric Whitaker. He's a composer that does like a lot of virtual choirs. Um, and I I I hone in on it. I'm not afraid to admit it, but I also listen to like Templar music, Templar chants.
See, I listen to anything from like Lindsey Sterling to just anything really. But when I'm in that like sad era, like the loneliness era, I like really tune into like what they're actually saying in the song, not just singing along with it, and like listening to like their tone, like how they're actually like singing it, and I'm like start to like resonate with it. I'm like, y'all sound sad as fuck during here, like girl, same, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I do a lot of music, or I will play like puzzle games,
Okay.
and it kind of like keeps my mind completely sidetracked because I don't know one person that's putting together a puzzle or thinking real hard doing any type of puzzling game. And on still top of thinking, like, man, like, does no one like me? Like, why are they not talking to me? You know, like, I can't multitask like that. So it kind of helps like clear my mind a little bit.
Yeah. I think what brings me comfort during the moments of loneliness here is well, yes, I don't necessarily have a lot. I'm very thankful for what I have and I make the best of what I have. Like for instance, y'all are probably gonna laugh at me.
No, I'm kidding.
I'll fight you. Um
Outside, let's go.
this kettle, this kettle here cost me like $20, but like I love it to death because I have all tomorrow I got to go shopping for it, but I have all my teas over here. I have all my little drinks. I have my own little cocktail bar like right here.
Tater tea.
My
I just have a
tater
bunch of
tea.
cups. Like,
Ma'am, get your life
She
together.
said,
And then this one,
But but
I like my cups.
but not
I get
I
you.
enjoy I really enjoy the small little knickknacks that I have because while
Yes.
I'm sitting here working, listening to music, if I start to feel like lonely or something, to get my mind off of it, y'all, I play Stardew Valley. That game, I love it. It's hard starting out. However, when you start getting into mid to end game, I love it because you're constantly doing something over and over and over and you I really love a lot of people's final farms because you can see how much work they put into it when you play the game because a lot of those farms are really beautiful in the screenshot and you could see if you've played the game you can see just how you understand how what materials are needed and what it takes to get to that point as well as a lot of the farms when you see everything actually growing or already fully grown that shit took time too. That means they had to plant the seed one spot, wait 8 days, 8 in-game days, just to make sure it blossomed in the right spot that they wanted it to. Which, yeah,
That's too much.
Right?
Like that's another reason I can't play Minecraft. Like I adore all of you that play Minecraft, but to go out and physically start mining all the like crazy stuff that takes a lot of time to do and to get all of it that you need to go build this like nice house and like beautiful garden and stuff. I'm like, uh, I can't. I don't have the what's it called? The patience for it. Do you say money?
That's that mental capacity.
Oh, I thought you said money. I was gonna say, bitch, I think that's like free. Like, what you mean?
yeah.
I can't do
See,
it.
see, I could play Stardew, but I can't play Minecraft. I get so aggravated at Minecraft because I don't see how every I mean, yeah, could you jump into sandbox mode? Yeah, but I'm an achievement whore. So if you want the achievements, you got to do it the hardcore way, not just have a catalog ready to go.
So we've been playing. Sorry, we've been playing. I've been playing Power World, Enshrouded, and Valheim, and they're all like survival games
I
that you
played
have to
Power World.
build. Yeah. So I've been enjoying them all, but it takes so much time, and that keeps my brain busy for a long time.
See, Power World. I used to be really big into Power World, and then I stopped playing.
Yeah.
I
I
stopped
just
playing right before the update because I got bored with it. But now I'm like, man, I should probably try out this update.
pretty good.
Um, the other thing I've got is I just recently downloaded City Skylines 2. Uh,
Love it.
I've yet to pick it up. Even though I downloaded it, it's ready to go. I still have yet to have time to like be able to play it.
Sorry, my husband sent a picture of the baby. I can't.
Fake gamer.
You're fine. So my next question is who can you reach out to even in small ways to build a connection when you feel like you cannot connect to to the normal people you connect with every single day?
Okay, so this is gonna sound cliche, but Bug.
Okay.
Like we not to like dox us, but we have a group message called the Powerpuff Girls. It has me, Bug, and Bella in it. And it's ironically our personalities actually match each one of them.
Okay.
And at the time, Bug's hair was green and Bella's on stream is always blue. And I was like, well, damn, let me go get a red bow and I'll start streaming with a red bow in my hair. Like, I'll embody mine too.
You know,
But
you guys have actually talked about this Bella chick a little bit.
I love her. That's one of my
She's
best friends.
a beauty. She's such a lovely person, and she's got a beautiful soul and is so innocent.
We need
She's
to.
so innocent.
Literally on Call of Duty,
She's so sweet.
someone could be going off and cussing her out. Just, that's fine. That's fine. I hope you have a great day too. Like, have the day you deserve. Yeah, like
I'm
so
like,
nice. And
Bella, talk
meanwhile, me
back.
and me and Bug will be calm span for talking back.
The reason why I say this is because I'm very interested in y'all bringing her in. See if she may be interested for these questions.
Oh, absolutely.
I can
I'll
talk
ask
to
her.
her. I was like, one
I'll
of us
message
can
you
talk
right
to
now.
her.
Hold on a second.
Last minute
Well, no,
guest star.
Next week. Next week
Okay.
when I pull
That'd be
all y'all
crazy.
in again.
Tater and the Powerpuff Girls. Let's go.
Mm.
I'd be very excited to try to, because that's the thing, as I've said before, this show relies on whoever is willing to show up.
Right.
Oh no,
She's so great. I love her.
I messaged the group chat.
Yes.
But I mean, even if you brought her in, she could contest this. It doesn't matter which one of us is having an issue. That group is always the first to find out about one of our issues.
Oh,
It really is.
that's the group.
And
That's the group that
like,
gets the tea at the best.
yeah, like if something's happening in Bug's life or something's happening in my life, we go there and like we all just kind of sit
That's
down and talk and like kind of
that's the
work through it
refugee point.
together. Right, like that's just how we are. Like I cannot go a day without that group.
I can feel that. My officers that run my guild, um, I've known them. So my counterpart, so in World of Warcraft, the structure of the guild is you have the guild masters that hold equal balance. And then below the guild masters, you have your officers. And then below your officers, you have your raid leads.
Yeah.
And then below them, you have the rest of the members. That's kind of how the hierarchy goes. My counterpart, GM, and my officers are sort of my refugee point because I've known them for years. And I really appreciate the fact that they're there because it's just it's a group of boys. It's not also one sided either. It's a group of men and women that are a part of that little board of us. Therefore, I can get the balance of the two equations, not a battle of the sexes kind of thing.
Right.
All right, last topic. And I'm only going to go halfway through this because I know it's getting late. Settings for the intentions for the new year. As we approach the new year, we always hope that we keep the kindness and the curiosity rather than the pressure and the anxiety that comes with it. Over the course of time, we begin to let go of the past holiday regrets and unmet expectations for the hopes that we create a vision of how we want to feel, and not just what we currently have, but what we wish to achieve later in the progressive year. With that being said, I want to take a moment to start a period of reflection. What is one thing that you have thought of that you can think about currently that you are proud of yourself, whether it was a moment of triumph, a moment of die-hearted need, or a moment of kindness that you are proud of from this past year?
cliche of me, but I'm quite proud of the mother that I've become. I didn't think that I could do it with two boys under two. It is hell on a daily, but there's nothing I would change.
Okay. So motherhood. Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'll 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 drink to that.
Cheers.
Going through two C-sections in under, 2 years. Wild.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
Uh,
What about you, Birdie?
Well, if I'm maybe be quite honest, I thought that was going to be a longer conversation to give me time to think, but since it
We'll have
wasn't,
conversations.
um, does it have to be one moment?
No.
Um,
I would like it to be the most significant if you had to choose between the two.
well, I just want to just like pinpoint this one thing, not like a whole like
Okay.
single particular moment,
Okay.
but like I'm proud of how far I've come this year as like a streamer and a community leader because like I don't know, you never really know how blessed you are with a community. Like everyone gets at them like, "Oh, I'm so blessed, yada yada yada." But you never really know how blessed you are until you start getting like the small things in the mail or the small messages here and there and stuff like that. And like it's taken me from not only being like my community leader, but being a member in so many different other communities that kind of like correlate to my community. So for instance, like LMG, like I met them because of someone within my community. Um like Bugaboo, I've met her from someone in my community. Like I got to meet so many amazing people that I can't even see myself not talking to on a daily. And if I don't talk to them on at least one day, I'm probably going to freak out. Like you're going to have the police knocking on your door type of thing. But down to the fact of like this Christmas, like I don't receive Christmas gifts if it's not like from my sister. But like someone from my community bought me a stream deck. Like it was super cool. Like they didn't have to, but they did. So I'm like, yo, like I am proud of like how far I've come as like a community leader and like a streamer this year.
Okay. I think for me person well, I'll talk about you guys first before we talk about me. So
Thank
in
you.
response to Bug's answer as far as the motherhood that she's come across here recently, like you said, two C-sections in within 9 months of each other. That's a lot. That's a lot on the
yeah.
body. Even like last year I had leg surgery because I got a leg injury. I couldn't go anywhere for 3 months. I had to have I had to have a nurse come by every 3 days to do wound changes. Um, that was a lot. So I can understand not only speaking from the surgery aspect, but like how that affects you mentally. Um, you're trying to figure out how to be a mom for the first one, you know.
Mhm.
Um, but I applaud you for what you have gone through. I think that you were awesome because I see how you play with your kids. I hear the little conversations when you're trying to get them situated. Um, and I love every bit of it. I think you are phenomenal at how you are as a mother.
Don't make
Um,
me cry.
and it's okay. You're gonna have dark days and you're gonna have bright days as well. But the beauty of it is the things that you're able to conquer are gigantic. So anybody that gives you shit, whether it be your family or friends that see your kids, don't pay it no mind. Don't pay it no mind. Um, as Birdie likes to say, catch me outside.
Oh, right. And I love that you bring all that up because, like, you don't know the story. So I feel like she's getting really emotional because of, like, what she's physically had to go through on a day-to-day basis. Like, to hear, like, I am proud of everything you're doing. Like, that would be a lot to just anyone.
Yeah. Um, I may not talk to you guys a lot during the week, but I do think about you guys. I think about, I think about a lot of people as I write these episodes and I write I think about the projects that I want to do later down the road. But at the same time, I worry about you guys. I worry about, is there anything that I'm not doing that I could be doing? Should I check on them? You know, um, like I said, I may not be a parent myself. The only experience I have is what I do at the camps. And I use the things that I learned from those camps and being as a leader there, the stresses that come with being a parent. It's a tall task. But in the words of Steve Harvey, it's easy to be a mother. It's one thing to be the mama of the child, but it's another thing to be an actual mother. Does that make sense, or am I speaking taterish?
No, that makes sense.
Before anybody asks me, I know he said father, but like, fight me, okay? Catch me
Heading
outside.
right now.
And
Right out
regarding
that window right there.
And regarding Birdie, I'm very happy for you. You said, with your streaming leadership and how your organization's growing, I think that's phenomenal for you. I can't wait for this podcast to meet those heights. Um, we're just getting started. Um, a lot of the stuff that I've been doing, yeah, has been the small troubleshooting, but we are we're constantly making updates. We're making changes. That's the beauty about the beginnings. Is as ugly as the beginnings are, they're also beautiful because you get to see how everything grew. So eventually, where we have, where I can pay for everybody to have 4K cameras and everybody can have, the little tools that we all have. Eventually one day we can sit there and say, man, y'all remember when we used to stream from my garage and like had the wood wall paint, like
Where we looked at Busted.
yeah.
We had to
um
bring our own snacks.
But like, I can't wait for those times to come, and um I can't wait to see what we have going forward. As far as this whole community goes. I love each and everybody that I've met along the way. I have absolutely adored the conversations that we've had. Um there's a lot of things that I'm thankful for. And to finally myself to answer that little question, one of the things I'm proud of from the past year, I'm proud of me. I think about the dark things that I myself have gone through. I think about the wars that I have conquered in my mind. I think about the nights that I stayed up with just nothing but questions in my head over, am I doing good enough? Am I failing anybody? Am I being a failure? Am I not wanted by people? I you know I'm no longer, I had lost a job. I went through a hurricane. I There's a lot of things that I went through, and I sit here and I reflect on I'm still here. I still reflect on I still have the family that I'm living with that still love me for who I am. I ask I keep on. Sometimes they get annoyed with it, but I ask the question like once every 3 weeks: Am I doing okay? Am I stepping on anyone's toes? Or because I know they're paying the bills, and I want to be respectful of them. And so I always feel like I'm being a burden. And that's just me being me. And I keep on telling them, I'm like, hey, is there anything I can do? Like, and they're like, no, you're fine.
You're doing great.
But I'm very proud of myself on what we have started, and keeping up with it. I mean, we're now on episode 11, and starting this from 3 months ago, you know, would it be 3 months? Yeah, we're coming up on 3 months. Um, I'm very excited to see what more. I'm excited for the future. There's a lot of things that I've been working on the back end. There's a lot of things that I wanted to talk about now, but I'm gonna have to wait. Um, there's a lot of stuff, and I can't wait to have the announcements go out and whatnot. So, anyway,
When you announce it, do we bring our own snacks?
yes,
Or is Bugaboo supplying?
Bug is
I
gonna
guess
be.
food stamps. You need some?
Well, on that note,
Yeah, what you need?
I want a steak with some
Oh,
mashed
bitch.
potatoes.
So, um, with that being said, that kind of wraps everything up for right now. Um, I want to thank everybody for once again taking your time out of your week to listen to our little podium here. Um, as the holidays continue to come, even though we are halfway done, you are making it. You matter. You are getting through the drama. You are getting through the struggles. We hear you, and we are here for you. Um, my messages are always open here on the platforms. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. Um, anybody have anything they want to add before we close this up?
Holidays, just be. I said it last time and I'll say it again. Be true to yourself.
Be
Don't
you.
settle for anything for Christmas, or not settle for anything, but don't settle on people's BS for Christmas or the holidays. And don't put up with anybody's shit. If you're tired of it, let them know.
Let those people go.
Mm-hmm.
Be like Moses. Let my people go.
Well, on that note, I'm tired of BS.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. It just leaves.
Okay.
No, before you end, me and her was in the call. I was like, how funny would it be if every time he called on us, we're like,
Uh,
All right. Well, as for everybody else out there, thank you again for joining us on the Tater-talks podcast. The winter holidays can bring a mix of emotions, but remember, it's okay to feel whatever you feel. There's no right way to experience the season, and your mental health matters above all else. Excuse me. Your mental health matters above all. Come on. Why is this? Thank you. For a third time, your mental health matters above all else. Please be kind to yourself. Seek support when needed and find beauty in the moments that feel true to you. We'd love to hear your stories and strategies on navigating the holidays. Reach out to us on Twitch, TikTok, Facebook, and Discord, and let's continue the conversation. Until next time, guys, thank you again. Stay warm, stay kind, and keep taking care of yourself. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys next Thursday for our next episode. Bye.
Never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right. It feels right, it feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it feels right. It feels right, it feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it feels right. Had a doubt, felt like this is just a must. Put me in perspective, I'm the deepest in the cut. Everybody tuning in, but this is just for us now. We know I ain't ballin' yet. Hoes wanna holler, oh no, I don't call them back. Girl, let me see you hold it down, we gon' have a blast. Cause I just wanna know what you gonna do with all of that. Ain't gotta say a word, I know what's up. You can have it all, watch me rip it off. I'll admit it, you got me feeling hella love. Even when it's going down, know that we gon' live it up. Young shot caller, always been a baller. Know that you the one, I can feel it in my heart. Yeah, I won't stop charging me, go and come harder. I can see you and I, way beyond the stars, girl. I can never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right. It feels right. It feels right. It feels right. Everybody tuning in, but this is just for us now. Everybody tuning in, but this is just for us now.
There's been something on my mind and it keeps hurting me. You've been treating me like I have been your enemy. You are something I don't want to have.